Well, folks at home, if you're tuning in, the Combat Cup presented by USAA featuring Minnesota RØKKR in the final map, and we're already into the gameplay. The players were excited as we were to get into the game. They got in quick. Game has started, and we're online here with Ullman to start things off. We'll have that leaderboard for you as soon as we can. Taylor and I will be kind of talking through it as we go, setting the scene for who could win it all. But the answer is anybody. Anybody could win it all in this moment here, Taylor.
That is definitely the answer for sure. Flank, the first gulag we are going to see today going against J Pounds, a veteran when it comes to the military tournaments, Code Bowl, of course, Combat Cups, and he's not somebody to play around with. Flank is pushed all the way back, matter of fact, but oh, nice connection with the Molotov, and Flank gets confident, but he gets tagged up himself, and J Pounds had an opportunity, but Flank takes it away from him, taking him down, and the first gulag is won.
Big win. Job's not done. Let's get back into the map. Last map for a chance to make it into the money. As a reminder for everybody at home, top 10 are going to walk away with some cash today, plus the MVP. 6th through 10th place, though, are walking away with $250. So if you want a little bit more than that, $500 for 5th place, and it ticks up from there. $4,000 for 1st. This is one of the teams inside the top 5 or close to it. Destroy was in, I believe, 4th place overall. Going into the last map, had a decent little map going. Iceman Isaac, though, was hot on his heels, and Ice got 2nd. Big question in my mind here, Taylor, is where did everyone fall as they go into the final map? But at the end of the day, every point matters, and Destroy goes down and gets cleaned up.
Gets cleaned up. That's the tough part, too. So now his teammate just kind of has to stay to the wayside and wait just a little bit and see how far they can go. Destroy Bumaka, RØKKR Regiment Alpha. They've had such a good tournament. They were in 4th place at least going into game number 7, and they're looking to do better even in game number 8. Deep 6, Allman. Deep 6 saying a little bit earlier, look, it's past my bedtime. By the way, 33 years old, still gaming with the best of them. So if you're an old head out there like myself, just know, hey, your time, it can still come, baby.
All right, here we go. Super Evan. A life of the tournament on the line, has got to win this gulag and quickly grabs an advantage. Breaks plate's going to push the equation. Grenade on the right. Snap on the left to try to grab some info and gets it. No problem at all. Barely. Just barely. There was a problem, Taylor, but barely resolves it. I mean, quite literally, I think that's a what? 2 HP?
2 HP, not even. That was close. That was, and Super Evan, you can see him breathe a sigh of relief and sit back in his chair too. He knew he just got away with murder. Good on him for doing so. By the way, update when it comes to our leaderboard, we get it internally, and so Regiment Alpha, who we were just speaking about whenever it came down to Iceman Isaac, they stay in 5th place, but they're not far away from breaking into 2nd. 1st place, they're going to need a massive game. Plus, they're going to need Regiment Charlie, who's just been holding on to 1st for several games in a row, to drop off. Now, we did mention Destroy. That's RØKKR Regiment Alpha, right? Destroy, Bumaka. They're currently in 2nd place, and they need 5 points to take over 1st. They've kind of been in that running, but they make a massive leap. They go from 4th place to 2nd, and Destroy, Bumaka, looking to take 1st. So many in the running goes.
Yeah, and DJ Moss, while we're talking about it, is slapping some people around and gets slapped back. A stuck grenade on a teammate. The teammate answers back and says, no, that's my teammate. I gotta get that res, go down, and hopefully join your brethren. But we'll continue swinging perspectives, checking a look at everybody, and jockeying for positions in top 10. Taylor, I think what you said about the leaderboard is so important. Of course, people can also check that out themselves. ! Leaderboard. That'll pull up the link at efuse.gg/e/combat-cup. But a leaderboard link a lot easier than trying to type all that in. Click that link, go check it out. Because what you'll see as DJ Moss fights for his life in this tournament is that 2nd place to 4th place is only 3.4 point spread. That's how close it is for a massive chunk of change. And the difference between 1st and 2nd is only 5. So a lot on the line. It's still anyone's game. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to the final map. And unfortunately for DJ Moss, that's all she wrote as Adrian catches the better end of that one.
That is a big elimination. DJ Moss has been in the running and been playing incredibly well. And for him to fall like that, oh, it's got to hurt for sure. He was representing Air Force Bravo. And Air Force Bravo, man, where were they sitting whenever it came down to the leaderboard? At least they were just outside of top 10, I do believe. So breaking into top 10, they would have made the money, but I think their time has been cut a little bit short. Now, this has been a slow lobby. To be expected, teams are very much respecting their lives, Goj. They want to try their absolute best, get the multiplier if they can, so they can somehow make it into the money with the top 10. Almond, though, against Revenge. Revenge, such a good player, and showing it here as he takes down Almond. A huge win.
Oh, wow. I was not expecting that one, and I think Almond maybe thought he could catch Revenge a little bit unaware, but Almond falling in 28th place. That is brutal, and look who's continuing to slay out. The team at the top by about 5 points over second place. Already on 3 for Empathy. A Vandal God, and well, a couple Claymores, and one in the corner! He gets wiped! Team gets wiped! Do they have the gulags though, Taylor? I think they do. That is brutal.
Sean J. All right, Sean J, a wonderful competitor. She plays in just nearly every tournament that I'm a part of when it comes to an elimination race or in a custom lobby, and Sean J gets him out, double Claymore in the corner, but you know what? She got the job done. You gotta respect it. And this is a familiar sight. Iceman Isaac, Barracks at the top, right top of the food chain, sicking up, and Huskerrs is pumped up. You can really tell the intensity in Game 8 is at an all-time high.
Yeah, it looks like Ice was basically out of all resources going into that, and there's another one up top. Low on sniper ammo. That's a tough fight. Quick check-in on FaZe Blue and Soka. Be curious to see what happens in that Ice fight, and it's good to see FaZe Blue back competing, but needs to win this. If Ahsoka loses another gulag on main stage! Oh my gosh! Count them 4. Ahsoka has lost 4 gulags here on main stage. He's gonna rage. We might have to cut away from this one.
Give me comms.
Ah, fuck me, bro.
Oh no, he rubbed the eyes too.
Yeah, I figured.
Hey, I'm sorry, Ahsoka, man. Dude, that is tough, dude. I'd be doing the same thing. At first he was screaming, now he's just like, dude, today has just been rough.
It's not your day, obviously. You know, big map demon is not paying off in Vandal, but a lot of gulags here in the last map, of course, because this is the life of the tournament on the line. And Rational loses here, he's out of it, but he doesn't.
Easy.
Wins against Hangdog. That's Radiant's teammate on the other side. Oh, wow, Taylor, a lot going on, but we still have somehow 25 teams left with the second circle closing. And I think that's a key point. You said it a second ago. I want to re-emphasize it. We're used to seeing as the second circle starts, 24 teams left. We're finishing second circle at 25 teams. It's because everybody's fighting for their life. There's so few points separating these teams on this leaderboard. It truly is anyone's game. You could theoretically, with a big enough map, and some circumstances happen, you could theoretically see a team outside the top 10 somehow jump into the top 5. It is possible. Not probable, but certainly possible. It's Warzone, baby, and it's Vandal. Anything can happen.
Scum and Gary G, they had such a hellacious game a couple of games ago. They're looking to do the same thing here. A very real opportunity, a very real run to make some decent money is right before them, and Scumman already has 4 eliminations. Goj, not a bad performance. He's going for even more. Can't hit the shot needed to get that final elimination, but he is going to go ahead and call it a mortar strike, force him to reposition. One more bullet was needed, but they've got to go ahead and close the gap. Who? What? Where?
Uh-oh. On the left-hand side. Calls over Gary G. It's Smixy finding the elimination on Scumman. Quick, right back into the map, though. Let's see what we can do. Gary out of it. Scumman, last alive for his team, having to restabilize. Good luck, my friend. And we head to Rated. Not life of the tournament on the line. His teammate is back up. That's Hangdog on the other side. Now Scrub. Looks like win that one with ease.
Yeah, with these it seems. Not like our other intense gulags we have seen today. Rated, trying to make this game number 8, this final game, impactful. Nice shots though coming out. Can't get the finish, or excuse me, he does. I apologize. It's Adrian. taking down Raiden, who we literally just seen win the gulag. So, I mean, talk about the worst case scenario. Running into your own teammate anyways. And good shots from Empathy, another team here that is looking to be scary in Game 8.
And again, this is the team at the top of the leaderboard. Things are going their way. I mean, 4 eliminations here just from Empathy. Stud Manny likely with 1 or 2, potentially. And they got a couple teams close by. Shifty cleaning up slack, no problem. Shifty on 7, by the way, by himself. Again, a team in the top 3 looking to fight their way to first place. Well within reason with Shifty leading the charge. They're going to play the kind of conservative game here and back off. Don't want to contest that fight. It's a weird one. That player right directly on top of them. And Empathy says he's down low. Let's push it.
Big wins from Shifty if you can get this. I mean, dude, Shifty has played so well this game, and you got to give credit to Babang as well. He has just been on fire. And it goes back to that sentiment I was saying before we headed into break from Game 7 to Game 8, and it was that talking points of these personalities, right? Shifty is undeniably the best in the world. You can't dispute that. He is the World Series of Warzone Global Final Champion alongside Biffle and Sage. So the fact that Babang is keeping up with him really speaks volumes about these military service members who, may not have all the free time in the world to compete, but still play alongside Shifty and do as well as they have. I mean, that is something special to me. And it really does bring me tremendous pride being a service member, a veteran myself. But the reality is, sentiment aside, a strong game here for Shifty and Babang is what they need if they want to try and be impactful, and who knows, take this entire thing.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. Shifty's on 7, looking for his 8th, might just barely not find it. And I kind of like this play, it almost, oh no! He is near, I think Baby Chav's Babang is near a buy station. Should be able to get the quick buy off, which is why they were doing that. But all of a sudden, Empathy in trouble too. Top 3 team, both in trouble. Empathy able to find the wallbang elimination. That's on Stud Manny. Here comes the second push. Empathy in trouble. This is the life of the tournament on the line for Empathy. He's got to stay up. The team at the top, if he can somehow get out of this alive, win this encounter, likely could clinch a victory here on main stage, and somehow does not go down. Smokes galore and creeping over to the buy station. One in front, finds it. No, crack shield, in trouble. Zoning out from both sides. We can't get to it. Empathy goes down 18th overall. Only a couple eliminations. The Kool-Aid man has just blown open the wall, the door of opportunity for another team to take first place. Certainly possible, and this is the team that could do it. Destroy on 9, Taylor. Shifty on 7. Destroy in 2nd. Shifty in 3rd going into this map. Unbelievable. Can't believe we see Empathy go down there.
To hold on to first for several games in a row, and then the final game where you need to just have just a decent game, they fall apart and they drop off. An unfortunate fight to say the least. He throws the Simtex, and I genuinely think that's where it all went wrong. He should have just kept the gunny out. He should have kept the gunny out, and now we have another team fall.
The Kool-Aid man ran back through the wall here, Taylor. The top 2 teams are out of the final lobby. The wall has completely collapsed. All Shifty has to do is walk through it. The last remaining team of the top 3 with a wide open in-game lobby to farm potentially 7-8 kills out of the final 25. Team like Smixy here to play spoiler. Potentially walk away with some cash as well. My big question mark, where's Iceman Isaac?
True. He's got somewhere on top of a building. Somewhere on top of a building, without question. He's got to have the high ground somewhere. But I mean, I just want to throw a scenario out there. I mean, like Shifty, you win 4 out of 5 tournaments whenever it comes to Vondel. You come back to Vondel after you win World Series of Warzone Global Finals, and then you win Combat Cup on Vondel. I mean, what can't Shifty, Sage, or Biffle do at this point in time? It would be just absolutely disgusting if Shifty is able to win today with Babang, but it's absolutely possible. And like you said, you set the storyline up perfectly, Goj. It's 100% well within their grasp. They just have to close this final circle, these final zones, out strong.
A team like Adrian, another team that can play spoiler here. Incredibly talented, but in trouble. Not a lot of angles here. Dawes in trouble as well, just barely able to stay alive. We're inside the final. We're inside the final couple circles here, Taylor. Still 10 teams left.
That's coming.
Adrian in trouble, and another team that can walk through the wall and maybe walk through first. Scummin able to find the elimination. Scummin, of course, in 4th place overall, I believe, going into this. This is your team in 5th place. It's Shifty, Scummin, and Iceman Isaac racing to the finish line. And somehow, Iceman Isaac has found himself in the final circle yet again, but only one kill to boot. Yep. This is what I was talking about. Wsow has been leading the charge in terms of eliminations because he's been using that AR. They could still have decent kills. They still have an opportunity, but they need all of them, and they find another. That's 2 for Ice. Barrick's likely on 5. You're good. But he's out of sniper ammo. Gotta get that munitions down ASAP if you have one. He needs sniper ammo to find any of these kills.
Yeah, he does, or else he's gonna have to give up high ground. Smokes are gonna be out. He might be pushing down low. He's got to anyways, excuse me, because he's got to get inside the next zone. Smokes out, nobody to be found though. Finds the van behind cover. 1 sniper shot remaining. He's looking to go for the Hail Mary. Aside from that, it's all Lockman sub from that point forward. But in a perfect spot for everybody to funnel into him, and his teammate is right next to him, Barracks, who has played so incredibly well. This is the final game. A lot of the top dogs have already left. Shifty is still somewhere around, but for the most part, 2nd place, absolutely within their grasp. The fact that he gets high ground once again is brilliant. This could very well be the play to win the game, but he's taking too much damage, but he gets on the edge. He gets on the edge, he drops down, miraculously alive, but not for long. And 5th place is where they will end.
He went too early, just by a millisecond. Has been god tier calls all the way to the finish line, and was just a micro nanosecond away from closing it out potentially again. If they go a second, 2 seconds later, they win it all. But now it's a 2v1, and it's Smixy on the other side without any resources, without a gun, with nothing to her name. If she can grab 1 here, you're feeling good. Where are these players? There they are. Who was it? Only time will tell who won the final map of the day. Is that Nobu Spartan? Coming out of the gutters like a river rat, finding the final elimination and a win. I wonder how it'll land. Look, Taylor, what a wild final map. What a wild final circle. I quite literally have 0 idea who just won this tournament. But shout out to Nobu Spartan's team. Coming out of nowhere and winning the final map. Still's got to feel good about that. Give him the flowers. Congratulations.
Well,
wacky final fight.
Air Force Delta, that's Nobu Spartan, all right? And that's Daltz, okay? So they were at 8th place, at least with the final updated scoreboard that we got. And 8th place, 61.2 to 1st was 83. Now, that is a stretch. That is a stretch. But 1st place finished in 18th.
Yeah.
And not that many eliminations. Now, Shifty, most likely they're not passing them. But there's a chance they go from 8th to top 5, maybe even top 3, based off that win and that game alone, depending on how many eliminations they got. I mean, it is just so up in the air for so many different teams. It's wild.
I'm telling you, like, I'm usually really good at math on broadcast. I can't do it right now.
I give you credit.
I have no idea who's winning this tournament. It's because of some of these moments we're going to look back on here in the replays. Some of our top teams just struggled in the last map. Now, many of them did find some elimination, so they've likely secured their top 5, top 6, but inside that top 5 or top 6, I have no idea where everyone will land, right? We saw Scummin on a really solid game. We saw, Adrian fall towards the end there, but the teams at the top, Scummin, I think, was 4th going into this. Destroy at the top going into this, falls early, right? You've got Shifty falling probably around top 8. Did he grab 8th place? Did he fall at 9th? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat can tell us. Like, I have absolutely no idea where these teams landed, but it's this moment right here where Empathy Trick finds another elimination. Again, a decent map, but then falls in 18th place, Taylor. And that's the moment. I stated it before and I'll say it again. The door wasn't thrown open. The walls of the finish line, the walls of the final building you needed to run through to win this tournament were blown apart. Anybody could take it. And if it's not Shifty, if it's not Destroy, I guess it might be Scummin maybe in that 4th place position running to the finish line by a point or 2. I have no idea.
Or Nobu. I mean, really, come on, Air Force Delta. Dude, that would be the craziest ending. That would be the absolute craziest. Kind of like Code Bowl in 2022 when Royal Air Force wins and they weren't even in discussion going into the final game when they finally won it. Like these military events, one thing that's fun about them, you never know who's going to win until the very end. Like that's the craziest part. I mean, you even look at the last Code Bowl and you had the Royal Canadian Air Force that was just performing so well their first time there. They had Miss Whiskey, who was the first, I think, maybe not first, excuse me, but the only female service member playing alongside Smixie and Natasha. They get the victory. First time playing in Code Bowl, they win. The point is, these military events, like nothing is ever standard, nothing is ever guaranteed, and that's why I love being a part of them. They're just so exciting. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, no, I was talking about it beforehand, right? Combat Cup's one of my favorite events of the year, and of course, Taj won the last two over a year ago. I can't even believe it's been that long. Today, we won't see Taj at the top. That's one of the only things I know at this point at the top of the leaderboard. You know, a ton of teams we can talk about. I know we're gonna head to a short break here shortly, but before we do, let's talk about those top teams one more time here, Taylor, because we had a chance to look at the leaderboard. I don't know if production could do this since we're gonna be stalling for some math. If we could pull up map 7's leaderboard, because we didn't get a chance to show it, but at the top of the leaderboard was Empathy Trick at 83 points, right? Second place, RØKKR Regiment Alpha at 78. Navy Charlie 76.8. That's how close it was at the top. So this is before. This is not the final leaderboard. Just so we're all on the same page. This is map 7's leaderboard, all right? Map 7's leaderboard had Regiment Charlie at the top. That's Empathy Trick. Look how close it was. All the way down to 6th, even 7th, 8th place. You're in the 60-point margins. Like, this is so close.
Yeah, close indeed, man. This is wild. I genuinely have no idea. But what branches did well? Regiment absolutely slayed it today. Our RØKKR Regiment Alpha team with Bumaka, who ended up qualifying through the RØKKR Regiment tournament, ended up playing incredibly well. Even RØKKR Regiment Bravo over there with Vio, I had a chance to interview both of them. We showed both of those interviews during the broadcast. You know, great to see them performing well, being that top 10, at least when it came to, that's not the final scoreboard, just to reiterate, that is game number 7 scoreboard. We still are waiting for game number 8, but a lot of great members doing incredibly well today.